After finishing third in Scotland last year, optimism was high at Aberdeen. Fans were dreaming of a potential rise back to juggernaut status in Scottish football, similar to what they experienced during the Sir Alex Ferguson era, where they won 3 league titles and 2 European trophies during his 8-year reign. Those dreams are crushed here in April though. The Dons find themselves 9th in the league and with a serious threat of facing their first ever relegation in the club's 120-year history. They need our help. Mr. Rebuild is taking the reins here at Aberdeen, ladies and gentlemen. It's a while since we've done a rebuild inside of Scottish football. I'm not moving Aberdeen to the Premier League or anything like that. We're going to dominate Scotland. We're in a super interesting position though, where we've got some really good young players that I want to try harnessing in this rebuild, but also some areas of the squad where we desperately need reinforcements. Let's get in, save Aberdeen and get them back up the table. Our first signing at Aberdeen during our managerial reign is going to be for the Spanish right midfielder Iker Losada, joining us here on a cut price deal from Racing de Ferrol. And our first player departure has happened here, Dante Polvara, heading back to the United States as he signs up with St. Louis City. Plenty of players I want to loan out though, the first of whom is going to be Shaden Morris off to Cosenza. And some of you guys might be surprised that I'm loaning this guy out, but it is going to be Jamie McGrath, 69 overall, one of our higher rated players. We're not playing an attacking formation though, and there's another guy in the midfield that I'd rather start. We're going to loan him out and try getting a little bit more value out of him before we eventually sell him. I want to get some actual permanent player departures. We don't have enough money to go in for the position that I want, but for the moment, we'll accept this loan offer. Jack Milne, the 55 rated defensive midfielder, off on loan. Leighton Clarkson is genuinely one of the only players I don't want to sell. I intend on him being here for the entire rebuild, yet he's the only player we seem to get an offer for. There we go, fellas. It finally happens. Angus McDonald is out of the club. I've been trying to sell him. We get an offer in and we finally sell him off. There it is. Finally get ourselves a new starting right back here. Ethan Laird joining us from Birmingham City, making the move across from the English ranks to the Scottish ranks. And there it is, fellas. That is our opening window in charge of Aberdeen, done and dusted. I genuinely think we shouldn't be in the relegation battle. I'm really hopeful this year that we can come out of the gates and get Aberdeen a similar position to where they were in the league last year. We're also in the Conference League this year. It's a tough group, but I'm really curious to see where we end up. Yeah, see, I knew it. This team should not be where they are in the league right now. Whether it's down to poor managerial performances or poor performances from the players, they're down in 9th in real life for some reason, but right now we sit 4th in the Scottish Premiership here on the 1st of January. But those draws, I mean, a lot of the clubs in the league are going through the same thing. The draws are killing the league. Conference League though, how did we go there? All right, we came 3rd in our group, so it's only Scottish football this year. Still some business to do here in January though. Ryan Duncan off on a 2-year loan move to Bodo Glimt. And well, I still wanted more business to be done. I was trying to sell Nicky Devlin and some other older players, but we haven't been able to pull it off. We're going to put that on pause for the moment, reignite those hopes next season, and just hope we can finish this first season strong. I'll take it, fellas. I'll take it. 4th in the Scottish Championship, Scottish Premiership here with Aberdeen. That's not a bad first season at all. Hearts, Rangers, Celtic. No surprise to see those teams ahead of us, but we need to get up and competing for the title as soon as possible. I want Champions League experience from the early days. We have got our first trophy though as Aberdeen manager. We've won the Scottish Cup 3-1 over Hearts. There you go. The Champions League goes to Real Madrid, the Europa League to Bayern Munich, and the Conference League to the team that topped our group, Eintracht Frankfurt. Bojan Miovski with a belter of a season, 21 goals, 17-4 there for Duck, and then Leighton Clarkson. Is it called Duck? How do you pronounce his name? Duck or Duke? Or let me know. But Leighton Clarkson, 13-13, already up to a 76. The young players in this rebuild, I'm hoping, are going to carry us. We are saying goodbye to 2 players though. Stefan Gartenmann, who was only here on loan. He's had a great season. If he was a little younger, I would definitely be going in for him again next season, but we'll probably look for a new starting centre-back. And then Johnny Hayes is going to be retiring. All in all, that was a perfect start to life at Aberdeen. Really happy with that. let's build on it. This is going to be a massive season, lads. I want to get rid of the large chunk of the older players and really get this squad firing in every way possible. Richard Jensen, the Finnish defender, he's finished at Aberdeen and he's off to Italy. And we finally got him out, lads. I wanted him out last January, but Nicky Devlin's off to Norwich. I'm actually surprised by how quick this business is happening. Jamie McGrath back from loan and officially sold to Southampton. And we're going to finally make our first signing for the season. I want to try getting Scotsman into the club where it makes sense. We need a new centre back. We're going to bring Iban Boat back to the Scottish League. We're signing him here for £2 million. This was the one that I was uncertain about, but we've decided to bite the bullet here. Kelleroos, the Dutch goalkeeper, 32 years of age. He was holding his own in overall, but I think it's time we go for a goalkeeper of the future as well. We're sending him to Empoli. There it is. That's a huge pickup. We've made a massive signing. Junior Hoylett is retiring at the end of the season. His overall is dropping drastically, so I wanted to nip this one in the bud and get ourselves a new left midfielder who I genuinely think could be here for the rest of his career. Ironically, we're upgrading Hoylett with another North American. It is going to be Kevin Paredes, the Yank from Wolfsburg, joining us here. 75 overall, and we sign him for 9 mil on the dot. And this is going to round out our transfer business for the summer here in season 2. A new goalkeeper, the Englishman Michael Cooper, making the move across from Plymouth Argyle. This is the year I want us to take that next step. There is no excuses for us not to be challenging Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, all these sorts of clubs, and trying to get Aberdeen the Scottish League title. We are in the playoff round, currently hold the advantage to get into the Europa League. So we're either going to be in the Europa League or the Conference League. Watch this space. I'll update you guys on the 1st of January. That's also going to be a big challenge in this rebuild as well, though. Once we get the Champions League, we're going to have to deal with the playoff rounds. I can just see us being ready to contend for a Champions League title, and we get eliminated to like Luzern or some random Swiss club. This is good so far, but those draws are killing us. I mean, we have one loss all year, yet we set 10 points behind Rangers in the battle for first place in Scotland here. They have 2 draws, we have 7. We need to just click and take that jump and just convert. I feel like I say it every video, but convert those draws into wins. We did make the group stages of the Europa League, however we finished 3rd, which had us put us into the preliminary round of the Conference League. Hopefully go on a run there. I've invested a lot of money into the coaches and all that sort of stuff, so we're going to make just one signing here in January. It's a free agent. The former Luton Town midfielder Fred Onyedema is going to join us here on a free contract. Those draws cost us in the back end. We finished 11 points behind Rangers, but I'm really happy to have finished 11 points ahead of Celtic, 3 points ahead of Hearts, and we've come 2nd in the Scottish Premiership. We've also gone back-to-back in the Scottish Cup, our 2nd trophy as Aberdeen manager. The Champions League went to Man City. Europa League goes to FC Porto in an all-Portuguese affair. So how did we go in the Conference League? Preliminary round, we won that. All right, round of 16, we win that. We beat Rapid 3-2. Quarterfinals, we beat Hearts 4-2. So we are into the semi-finals of the Conference League, and we've lost to Fiorentina, who ended up going on to win the Conference League. Still though, that is a terrific effort. Our strikers are on something else, man. Bojan Miovski, 23 goals. Duke, I'm just going to call him Duck because it sounds better. 22-9 is an even more impressive season than Miovski. And Leighton Clarkson, I give him the captain's armband and he takes it personally. 39 goal contributions, up to an 81 overall at 81 years of age. This dude is a beast. Even some of the new guys we signed have had phenomenal seasons. Paredes up to a 79, Nosada into the 80s, Michael Cooper a 77. It is all coming together quite nicely. Again, though, we're going to be saying goodbye to 2 older players. Junior Hoylett, a legend of the game, a cult icon of the game, is going to be retiring. And then Anthony Stewart, he isn't retiring, but he's just kind of trash. Potentially are going to be in the Champions League next year, though. I'm curious to see how we go if that's the case. We now officially, it wasn't an intention, but it's a fun link to make now. We have a fully American left-hand side as we sign the left back, Christopher Lunda Hansen. It's not that I was necessarily striving for that to be our left-hand side, side, he was just the left back that made the most sense to sign. And with signing him, we have no need to keep McKenzie in the squad. So we're going to send Jack McKenzie on a permanent transfer to Inter Miami. And our former Montenegrin centre back, Rubizic, is now chasing that Saudi bag as he heads to Al Hilal. We also need some serious help when it comes to squad depth. So I'm going to sign 4 Scotsmen here. Patrick Brown, Douglas Neal, Gordon Mitchell, and Ian Reid, all joining us for a bit of youth in the team and a bit of squad depth. We have beaten out Cremonense to get ourselves a new star centre back. It is Sebastian Boselli, 76 rated Uruguayan. His value has skyrocketed after we signed him. We were getting him on a bargain as well because he only had 11 months, but I think his value was like 9.5 mil. It's now up to 13.5 mil, which is a great omen. Big year ahead. Will this be the year we finally win the league? There's a lot of questions around the squad. Really big first half of the season necessary as well, though, because I've kept some money in the bank. Maybe we upgrade Boet, maybe we upgrade Barron, maybe we just get some reserves. Time will tell. And I have learned that second place in the Scottish League is automatic qualification into the Europa League. So if we're going to want to play Champions League, we're going to have to either win the Europa League or win the Scottish League. We're in the title race, lads. We are in the title race. Equal record with Rangers, only behind by 1 goal. The goal differential. It's a 2-horse race at the moment, already 11 points clear of Celtic, 17 ahead of Hibs. This one is probably going to come down to the wire. Also a really good sign, which I was not expecting. We topped our Europa League group. We beat Inter Milan. We went undefeated there. So if we could qualify for the Champions League by winning the Europa League here in Season 3, that would be huge. And the lads that I was a little worried about are making some good growth here. So I'm not going to blow the squad up at all. I'm going to keep the ship steady, pocket the money, and hopefully use it again next year. All right, fellas, I apologize. I lied. We have done some business here in January. I was looking at the squad and I thought we desperately needed to start thinking about backup right midfielders. Scott Banks, we're going to sign for this season as a backup right mid. He's Scottish. Scott's coming back to Scotland. We get him a club. But I also found this guy, Hugo Oliveira. I don't know how nobody's picked him up at this point. 19 years of age, 74 overall. We're going to sign him, but look to get him a loan move out this window. Because looking at his stats, looking at his age, looking at his overall, this kid could be anything. And we get it done. No surprise to see teams were coming in for him quickly. But Hugo Oliveira is heading to one of the best academies in world football, Benfica, on a 2-year loan. Rangers are just the team to beat. When are we? Rangers are just the team to beat. When are we going to win this Scottish Premier League? We finished 9 points behind Rangers. Again, that's so frustrating. I mean, half our squad is in the low to mid 80s right now, and we still can't win the Scottish League. And we could have made it 3 Scottish Cups in a row. We lost the final this year, though, to Livingston. Man City win a Manchester derby in the Champions League. How did we go in the Europa League, though? We won our group, so that means we go straight to the round of 16, where we lost to West Ham United. Come on, man. Who ended up winning? It is going to be Bilbao. And the Conference League goes to Wolfsburg. I mean, the lads are absolutely carrying Miovski and Duck. Duck's up to an 84. Miovski, how much is he worth financially? 28 mil. I might honestly look to cash in on him next season, or maybe the one after, and go for a big name striker. But again, he is our top goal scorer, so maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Losada is up to an 86. Where did that come from? He's had a belter of year. +6 though, in any form of an EAFC is remarkable. And Clarkson's up to an 80. You're trying to tell me we've got 85 rated players all across the board and we still can't win the league? How did old mate Oliveira go? He went up to a 75, but he's still there for another year and a half. We are going to be saying goodbye, though, to Graham Shinney. The former club captain is retiring. Down to a 60 overall, 34 years of age. Thanks for your service, mate, but it's time to say goodbye. It's going to be another year of Europa League football, but let's see if we can get ourselves that title next year. We need to go all out and win the Scottish Premiership. All right, it's time to take that next step, fellas. Our budget isn't crazy big, but we're going to make our money work for us here. Christian Mosquera. Of course, his value drops down. He was valued around 18.5 mil. We get him on a cheap deal from Leverkusen. I wanted Ian Bowie to be the man at the back so desperately for the long term, but unfortunately, I think I kept him around too long, mainly because he's Scottish. So we're going to get a +3 upgrade here and 2 years knocked off. Mosquera, welcome to Aberdeen. This was a decision decision that tore me up. I have no doubts that if we waited in the long term, Connor Barron could be a really solid midfielder for us. But again, if we want to take that next step, we're going to have to make uncomfortable decisions. We're going to cash in on Barron and sell him to Benfica for just shy of 18 mil. And again, that's going to carry over here with Ballot. Debating sending him out on loan, or we also sold Onyedema. But I was planning on potentially sending him out on loan, but we need the money because I want to go in for a world-class center midfielder, which is exactly what we're going to do here, fellas. We have got ourselves a midfield of former Liverpool players. Curtis Jones is linking up with us here for £35.2 million. I'm assuming that's a club record transfer, but him and Clarkson are looking to show Liverpool what they let go. I'm really confused here, lads. We're in the Champions League, despite finishing second in the league, just like we did last year. Last year, we went straight into the Europa League group stages. This year, we're into the Champions League qualifiers. How has that happened? Maybe somebody won something else where I don't know. I'm confused because we won the cup. Anyways, I'm not complaining, but we're in the Champions League. So here goes nothing, fellas. Our first Champions League game in club history. You look at that starting lineup. The attack is unbelievable. Why can't we go on a run this year? Let's just focus on getting into the group, though. We get a first leg advantage. Ika getting us a 1-goal lead in a game which it looks like we dominated. But here we go, off to Denmark. Second leg, looking to finish the job and progress to the next round against FC Midtjylland. 2-1 up, and it's another 2-1 win. We're headed to the next stage, which I'm hoping is going to be the group stage. Nope, it's the next round of qualifying, and it's not an easy task. We've got Ajax. Huge test here. We've started the league season as well, so a bit of rotation has been playing around with us. First leg, though, can we get a lead? We do. 3-1. That's a really strong start. Sokla coming off the bench there and bagging a brace. But the transfer window has ended on the eve of our next game here in the Champions League. This is the squad to start season number 4. Can we make it a good season? I mean, we'll make it a great season if we can travel to the Johan Cruyff Arena here and get ourselves into the Champions League group stages, which we do. Clarkson and Duncan banging the goals. We're into the group stages. Come on, Aberdeen. Come on, the Dons. This group's tough, man. This group is still got Real Madrid. They got Real Madrid here, Marseille, Slavia Praha. We've had a lot of experience, European football every single season of this Aberdeen rebuild, but this is the first year where we have Champions League. Let's simulate and see how we go in 3, 2, 1. This is huge. We have got out of Group H and we are into the Champions League knockout rounds. I don't think it should come as a shock to anybody that Real Madrid topped the group, but we get in second, and that gives me a lot of hope. We're immediately being thrown into the Lions' Den. Juventus in the round of 16. Here we go. Juve, how are we going to go against them? But on our quest to win the league this year, Celtic have somehow got themselves back in the mix again. We're sitting third. That is not what we want. We want to be finished. We need to be finishing first every single year from here on in. Big game, lads. We're at home. Round of 16. Juventus. Losada getting up to an 89 is just absolutely mental to me. But here we go. This is going to show what we're really made of. Whoa, my Miovski, come on, man. Come on, Miovski. We have missed a penalty. I would have been feeling so much better if we were heading into this second leg with a 1-1 scoreline, but instead, Chiesa's early goal is going to give Juventus the lead, and we now have a mountain to climb. Come on, fellas. Come on, fella. We travel to Turin. We travel to Italy. We need a big result here. We need Duck. We need Miovski. We need our captain Clarkson to have the game of their lives. 1-0 down against Juventus. And we lose the second leg 2-1. Kai Jorge and Chiesa again. The Champions League dream is over in the round of 16. Now we need to put all of our energy into the league this year. Win the league and make sure we can get back to this situation next year. That is a massive blow, lads. We take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Third in the Scottish Premiership here with Aberdeen. Celtic win the league. We had a good run at the back half. I mean, we went undefeated in the Championship group. Meanwhile, Rangers lost 4 games. But when are we going to win this league? At least we're back to winning ways in the Scottish Cup. Atletico Madrid do go on to win the Champions League. Inter Milan win the Europa. And the Conference League goes to LASK Lask. Miovski's had another phenomenal season. 33 goals is bloody brilliant. 84 overall, but honestly, considering we're at least 2 years away from competing for a Champions League title again, I think I'm going to sell him next year. Duck, on the other hand, 86 overall. That little bit of growth and that year younger means he's going to stay around for a while. Great first year though for Curtis Jones. Losada though, where has this come from? 90 overall. Again though, how's old mate gone? Where is he? Oliveira up to a 78. He is turning into a real good right mid prospect. Just one player leaving at the end of the season though, Ross Duhan, our third string goalkeeper, is going to be going on to free agency. So we're here at the start of season 5, and the funniest thing has just happened. We've had an offer come in from Benfica for Hansen, but it's a player swap deal. What player could Benfica possibly want to give to us? They've offered us Connor Barron. Connor Barron, who's now 81 overall, which is, of course he is. They've offered us Connor Barron to come back to the club. That is very bold of you, Benfica. It's very Jadon Sancho-esque, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to go see if I can get an actual transfer fee for Hansen. But on the expectation that we lose Hansen, I've decided to upgrade to a new left back here. We get a cut price deal for Valentin Barco, a left midfielder, but of course he can play left back, so I'm hoping we don't get done dirty here. How long is it going to take to convert him? 110 weeks. I'll go left wing back at first, which is 56 weeks. That is a stitch up though. Oh, and it drops him down -2. At least we're not going to be able to compete for a Champions League title this year, so we can suffer the short-term setback, but that's still quite frustrating. Hansen is out of here though. We did manage to get a deal done with Benfica. 37 mil is more than I expected though. But here it is, our club record departure. Bojan Miovski heading to Marseille, the Macedonian striker, off for 78 million pounds. That is actually mental. And you bet your ass I'm about to go out there and get a world-class striker. Benjamin Sesko, here we go. It's our club record departure, and we use that money to make our club record signing. A huge addition here to our offense. I'm expecting this guy to bang in 35 goals in all competitions this year and lead us to the Scottish Premiership. We're going to sign him here though from Lazio. He's 86 overall, 24 years of age, and we have spent 82 million pounds to bring him in. A huge window has been had here. We have got to win the league this year. I am shocked that we're in season 5 and we haven't won the league yet. Big season necessary though for Mosquera, even Cooper, even Led to be fair, because even Paredes to double down on it again, because we have got money still in our budget, about 45-50 million pounds still in our transfer budget, and I'm not afraid to use it. Mosquera, he's only 23 years of age, but man, we could be in a spot where we could win it in 2 years' time. Cooper's 27. We've got a lot of questions. Let's just see how we start season 5. Come on, fellas. Come on. So far, so good. 10 points clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership. We're 10 points ahead of Rangers. Celtic falling off a little bit again this year, but I'm just so determined to keep that gap and win the league. We're also into the next round of the Europa League, so I would love to go deep and potentially win that tournament. I'm happy for the moment with us keeping the starting 11 that we do have for the remainder of the season, but I think we need some support in the backups, in the squad depth. Andy Irving coming to the club here, coming to Aberdeen from West Ham for 5 mil. Jed Spence is going to make the move across here from Tottenham. We get him on a bargain deal, 15.6 mil to be our new backup right back. And we're actually going to beat out LAFC here and make a pre-contract signing. It's pretty rare that I do these, but Mark Leonard is going to be joining us. He decided to come back to his motherland of Scotland rather than go to LA and sign on with us here for next year. Oliveira has also come back from his 2-year loan spell at Benfica, up to a 78 overall. Do I send him out on loan again, or do I just use him as a backup at this point? I mean, Losada is not going to be beaten. Honestly, I might try getting a 6-month loan here and get him as close to 80 overall as possible and have him as a super sub next season. Real Madrid have come in for him. I mean, he's not going to get game time there, is he? All right, instead, we've found him a 6-month loan move. Hugo Oliveira, 6 months in Rome. It finally happened, lads. It only took us to mid-February, but Barco is now a left midfielder going to a left wing back, and he stays at 83, but I'm hoping we can get him up to like 84, 85 by the end of the season. It happened! Yes, lads, it happened. We're finally... I can't believe it took us 5 years. is. We've finally won the Scottish Premiership with Aberdeen. We get 91 points. Celtic end up having a great second half of the season. Meanwhile, Rangers absolutely shit the bed. But we finish top of the lot, 91 points, 13 clear, and we're heading to the Champions League once again in season number 6. But for the first time in this entire video, we didn't make the Scottish Cup final. We made the semi-finals where we lost to Hibs. AC Milan win the Champions League. All right, lads, how'd we go in our prelim round? We beat Aberdeen 5-2. Sorry, we beat Feyenoord 5-2. 4-0 in the second leg as well as wild. You can't even see because my face is covering. I could be waffling. You know what? We actually came back from 8-0 down. Round of 16, we beat Upwell. We've been to this stage before. Quarterfinals, we lose to Real Sociedad. We lose in the quarterfinals of the Europa League to Sociedad. Who goes on to win? It is Man City beating Leverkusen, and Union Berlin win the Conference League. What a year for Duck. 39 goals. This dude's a beast. This dude is a beast. The best talent Cape Verde has ever produced. 89 overall. Sesko getting 28 and 7 in his first year, which is great. Losada 91 gets 36 goal contributions. That is absolutely cooked. Did Oliveira only went up, I mean, it's only half a year, but he went up to 79. Next year, though, we're going for the Champions League title, so I'm making sure I keep him on the bench. Big questions, though. We're probably going to have to upgrade the goalkeeper and the centre-back here. Mosquera up to an 82, Cooper up to an 83. But are those Champions League winning stats? Jack Milne is departing the club, though, the only player to leave at the end of this season. Next year, though, fellas, we're going for the crown. Let's go and win ourselves a Champions League title as we get back into the big show with Aberdeen. I was hoping when I signed Mosquera a few years ago that he was going to be the starting centre-back when we won a Champions League title, but we want it now. We don't have time to wait anymore for Mosquera to get his overall up. We've signed a huge defender here, Odion Kosuno, the Ivorian defender, signing here for 60 mil from Lazio. This is either going to be a masterstroke or a dumb decision. We knew we could save some money by signing a high-rated older goalkeeper, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I wanted to put the majority of our budget into Kasunu and then use a little bit, get an old, high-rated goalkeeper, and go all out for a Champions League title this year. Jan Oblak is that man. £8.2 million to bring the 88-rated 35-year-old goalkeeper across from Bayern Munich. Again, I'm a little nervous about it. We do have Cooper as a backup. I wanted to keep Cooper as a backup and not sell him on to finance a new goalkeeper, so I'm really happy we've done that. That doesn't mean we're not going to sell any other players, though. Shaden Morris off on a permanent transfer to the Polish league. So here's what the team is looking like coming into this 6th season. It's a little worrying, though, because Oblak's already gone down to an 87, although Cooper has gone up to an 84. Oh, man, this is going to be a crazy season. I need Barco to get up to an 85, but our bench is looking really strong now with the additions last year with Oliveira coming in. Our reserves are pretty decent, kept a lot of young prospects in the squad, but I'm really curious to see how this year pans out. But it does turn out, after all, winning the league means automatic qualification to the Champions League. So we're in Group C. No need to go through the qualifiers. We've got Barca, Salzburg, Braga. Barca's a huge challenge. Let's go and see if we can get ourselves into the next round. I don't know if we're going to beat Barca, but I would love to. No, you're actually taking the piss. You are actually taking the piss. Oh, this has been a bad decision from day one. Jan Oblak breaks his tailbone and is out for 5 months. Jesus Christ. All right, Cooper, you're back into the starting 11, mates. I had to stop the simulation, though, because our striker, Duck, has been nominated for the 2028 Ballon d'Or. Who's it going to be? Who's going to win the Ballon d'Or? It is Haaland. Our man, Duck, doesn't get it. This isn't exactly the way I expected the Champions League to turn out, but I'm not necessarily complaining because Barcelona have been knocked out in the group stages. I would have loved if we could have come first and Salzburg second, but we're into the knockout rounds and a huge club is eliminated. Round of 16, though, we have Bilbao. We've seen them win a European trophy in this video, but can we end their Champions League campaign and get ourselves into the quarterfinals for the first time? Also, illegal fixture alert. RB Leipzig versus RB Salzburg. That can't happen, lads. Match fixing galore. Regardless, though, we are top of the Scottish Premiership. Just 2 losses, 6 points clear, It's not super comfortable, but we do have the lead nonetheless. Here goes nothing, fellas. We've got Jan Oblak back. His 5 months from the broken tailbone are finished. We're here mid-February, Valentine's Day, taking on Bilbao. Here goes nothing. This is where we stuffed up last time. Against Juventus, we stuffed up the first leg. A snowy night in Scotland, we miss a penalty. Just like in season number 4, it could have given us the lead. I'm hoping we have no suspension for Krasunu, but it's 2-2 as we head back to Basque territory. Here we go, lads. It's all hanging in the balance. The lads are knackered in certain areas after our fixture congestion in the league, which I'm hoping doesn't stuff us up. It's all tied up. We could have the lead if we got that penalty in the first leg against Bilbao, and we get through regardless. We dominate them. Jones with a goal and a yellow card. Barco, though, our left midfielder turned left back, is going to get us through to the Champions League quarterfinals for the first time in the Mr. Rebuild era. Is Jones going to be suspended, though? No, he's not. He's not. Perfect. Well. Hello there, old foe. It's Juventus. The team that eliminated us in the round of 16 2 years ago is now our quarterfinal opponent. That is going to be a great barometer to see if we've made any progress. Have we learned a lesson from 2 years ago? 2 years ago, we had the first leg at home against Juventus. We missed a penalty and they took a 1-goal advantage into the second leg. Have we learned? Can we be clinical here? And can we have a lead heading back to Turin? Yes, we do! Jones, you beautiful man. Jones is going to give us the lead in the 89th minute. Again, though, I feel like we've had a cloud of yellow cards hanging over every match in the knockout rounds. Are we going to have Clarkson and Paredes for the second leg? We need to find out. Yeah, there's no email. We're going to have both of them. We are getting very lucky. Let's just keep it simple here, lads. No injuries, no suspensions, no goals conceded. I want the most boring game in world football. Get past Juventus and get ready for a Champions League semi-final. Can we do it? Yes, we can on both fronts. Come on. No yellow cards, 3 goals on the road. And that just shows the progress we've made in the past 2 seasons. Semi-final bound. But we're going to be heading back to Italy. AC Milan had a huge scalping over PSG in their quarterfinal, and now we face them in the Champions League semi-final. On the road for the first leg here, the world famous San Siro. We need to come in here, just swing it, get ourselves a good lead to take back home. What the? Okay, there is a lot to unpack here. We've got a 3-0 advantage, but we got 2 straight red cards. What is going on there? So we're going to be without our striker Duck and our right back Laird. How has that happened? What is going on? I would have loved to watch the replay of this game. What the hell? If we didn't have an insane 3-0 lead, I would be almost accepting defeat at this point, but Jed, Spence, and Sokla are into the starting lineup. Let's just not get yellow cards. Again, 0-0, boring game. It's a 2-1 loss, but we get no yellow cards. Perfect. We're heading to a Champions League final, fellas. And our opponent for the Champions League final, RB Leipzig. Taking a look around the grounds, Man City won the Europa League. Ajax won the Conference League. We go back to back in dramatic fashion. I mean, we had the same goal difference, the same points as Hearts. I'm assuming we win the league on goals for, potentially, because that is about as close as it comes. We've also got back to winning ways in the Scottish Cup, a 5-0 win over St. Mirren, meaning if we take down Leipzig tonight, we win the treble with Aberdeen. And with Oblak and Cooper both at an 85 overall, we've got to give Cooper the start in the final. He's been here for years. It's only right. Another insane season for our attackers. I cannot believe the side that we have put together, and I cannot wait to see it live in action. Let's get into it, the Champions League final. Good switch there. You get the overlapping run. Beautiful. Go on, Barco. Use those attacking threats. Feed it through. This is great. Oh my God, what a block. We tried. Why did I hold down L2? Trying to get some space here. He's going to turn the defender. Same again, fellas. We know how to take the corners now with Barco. Let's make the most of it. That's a great ball in. We get the header. Keeper comes out in no man's land. And you can't say that we don't deserve the lead in this Champions League final. Clarkson, nice drag back, nice switch as well. Good ball there, led down the line. Gonna put a ball in now as he gets closed down back post. Bicycle to the spot. Oh my God, we are almost scoring some insane goals. defending. Do not let him get anything in this one. Kasuno Cooper, you are making that look way too dangerous. Leipzig have woken up in this one. Clarkson, that's a heavy touch. It falls right back to them. They square that one. What a block, Kasuno. It's still on, though. Simon, do not let him get a shot off. Leipzig have been terrible in this game, but they're finally into this one. Leipzig really dominating the last 25 minutes, which is making me nervous. Get that one away. No, not there. Good win, Kasuno. That is so clutch. Go on, yes, good. I was hoping we get... There we go. Now feed it. Good ball from Jones. Come on, Losado. He's got the pace. He needs some support, though. He squares it, but the defender's there. I'm nervous, lads. Yes, what a tackle, Clarkson. I wasn't even controlling him, but that's a huge tackle. Come on, lads. We win the Champions League final. I thought we were on cruise control for the first half an hour, but Leipzig woke up and had an insane final hour. We hold on in an absolute roller coaster of a final and a roller coaster of a rebuild. We knew we wanted this man wearing the captain's armband when we won a Champions League title, and that has come to fruition. Leighton Clarkson, an absolute stud here, is going to lift the Champions League trophy that sees Aberdeen with European glory once again. Lads, if you enjoyed today's review, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.